Now you can do whatever you want. Go drink beer, talk to the driver, change tires, doesn't matter.
Oh!
Is that seawater? Look at this, dude. This is the most disgusting car I've ever touched. What up, everybody? Some exciting stuff just showed up for sure. First, check this out. HGK footwell, super cool. This will allow us to put the battery kind of in front of where the passenger seat goes, because this will sit right there. Boom. HGK guys, you guys do amazing. Amazing. Look at that. So I'll deal with that in a little bit. But what I need to deal with right now is, this is the fuel filler, dry brake fuel filler mount that CAD Chris designed, 3D printed. It's not bolt on, but it's self-locating with that bolt right there in the radiator. And then we'll weld it on to this part of the radiator, which is, you know, a part of the radiator, not a part of the shroud. And then I need to check with the fuel jugs if it'll clear the hood when it's sitting straight up. Because the goal with this, with that discriminator valve in the fuel cell, is to be able to pop the jug, boom, right on top of that, and then walk away, and then go do other things. Do tires, do nitrous, cool shirt, whatever. So that's the goal with that. So I need to see if it actually works and clears the hood, because it's gonna be close. But yeah, this thing is so freaking cool. God, again, 3D printers, man. They're too cool. All right, take this sucker off. This 3D printed bracket, that lines up with that one bolt hole for the shroud. Because PWR gave us their CAD of the shroud and the radiator and everything, we have the locations of all these bolt holes, all their floating nut plates, everything. So that allows us to place this right where we need to, so that we can do a bolt-on application, straighten it out, and then check for fitment. Wow. Ooh. I see one thing. Look at this. Look, that's nice and straight to the car, right? But Chris's bolt holes, oh man. No, nothing. Oh, dude. I already texted him. I already complained about it. But this is why we 3D print things, right? Not that it would have been a big deal. I would have just drilled new holes, but again, this is why we do this, to check fitment. So I'm gonna get that straight, and then I need to take this off because we're gonna need a straight nozzle for this. So I'm gonna take that silicone off and make sure it clears, because it's close to the hood right here. Let's check it. Ooh. I wonder what that is, but it's just cool fuel proof sealing thing, I guess. All right. Straight coupler from Vibrant. Oh yeah. Then we check it out. This fits up in there great. Got this changed over to the straight style with my Vibrant couplers, and would you look at this? It's perfect, because with it fully extended, it touches the hood, but as you push it down, it clears the hood and it actually holds it in. Here, I'll show you guys. Poured it, but boom, clears the hood. Sick. Now you can do whatever you want. Go drink beer, talk to the driver, change tires, doesn't matter.
Good morning. So getting going here on the C8. We're all about our carbon fiber on this build. So we got this footbed for the passenger side now. Since the C8 Corvette is unlike the C5 and the C6, and the floor is not perfectly flat, we decided to add a carbon fiber footbed for the passenger side just to clean it up a bit. So again, obviously this, I believe, is for the new Supra, but because we're throwing the battery in the front here, the whole thing will not fit. So what I got to do is trim off this fire suppression bottle mount. We'll be able to get this thing fit up, keep the battery up front here, go ahead and get that thing marked out and cut up, right?
Cut that shit.
Sick. Right, so we had a rough dropping mark kind of telling me where to put the tape so that we can get a straight cut here. We'll see if I can do that. I kind of suck at straight cuts, right? We'll see. Anyways, I'll get this thing clamped to the table and let's get to cutting. Very important, Lucas Oil air tool lubricant. A couple drops of that in there. Keep that thing running good. Let's see how she looks.
Kind of reconsidering some stuff and moving some stuff around. Now that Alec cut this panel and we can really fit it in the chassis, we're kind of thinking maybe instead of the battery being on the floor here, if we should change it up a little bit. Just because the amount of foot room, it's like, for me or a standard sized individual would be no problem. But for bigger, taller people, it would be a little bit cramped. So if we go with the Safecraft on the floor there, which is actually, we were thinking the Safecraft bottle is probably a little bit heavier than the battery, because it's definitely 10-pound bottle plus the bottle weight, mounts, everything, where the battery is like 10 pounds. It's gonna be close, but this can go much further forward. It was gonna have to go here. So an additional 4 inches or 5 inches of leg room, that's kind of a lot. And it kind of puts this in a place where getting in and out of the car might be a little bit easier versus this having to swing your feet out. I don't know, you can't really tell until there's like a cage and you put wrestling in and out, but we're gonna put the battery there, put the dash in, and just see how big of a nightmare it might be, because I'd like to not have to pull the dash to get the battery in and out, but I don't know, gotta see. All right. I mean, that wouldn't be too bad.
Way more space than I thought that there would be.
You can get from under here or over there. Thinking. Check out what arrived. Pretty freaking cool. Yep, that is a roll cage on a pallet. Fresh from Cage Kits. The only C8. I don't know about only, there's others. This is a drift car cage from Cage Kits. CNC design, scan the chassis, totally CAD, laser cut, laser bent. This is like, again, the way of the future. Cage Kits kills it. This cage fit absolutely perfect. Makes install a breeze. And again with this. Oh yeah. Oh, there's some stuff in there. Oh, whoa, hold on. Oh my Lord. Look at these freaking things. Holy moly. Wow. This goes on the chassis. Like, this is basically where the rear hoop lands. And then this is the steel overlay that bolts to that aluminum piece. And then the cage welds to that. Oh. Damn, this stuff is nice. Wow. Just look at this. Just look at this. That's how it goes. Boom! Right in there. And then the hoop welds to here. So there's other little pieces basically, but you drill holes like little hole saw, right? In the car so that the nuts can protrude through. Then this sinks into the corner right where it needs to be. And then there's pieces, like corner pieces, and then this gets bonded to the car. Like, so it has full contact here, has vertical pieces, bonded.
But there's little spacers that go in here?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, that's sick.
And yeah, this gets bonded to the car, and then this will bolt in, and then cage welds to that.
What the fuck?
Crazy. Okay, we have a strategy at least for the shift cables. It was a little hard to imagine because they're kind of sitting out in space out there, but Alec went and made this plate, 4 bolts that bolt here to the side, because that is where the shift cables hook up. And we left the plate kind of just big so that we can figure out where this is gonna go. But what the strategy is going to be is, and obviously this would have a hole in it. This is gonna fit inside of this tab. It's gonna be trimmed there on the bottom, and the tab will be wide enough that the cable goes through it, and then we have the bulkhead nuts and all of that. After I do this piece, then I'll figure how much I'm gonna trim. Probably trim some off, definitely trim some off the top, maybe hog some of this out, and then obviously angle cut this piece as well. But I kind of think it's best to just get the piece made, get it drilled, and then figure out where to trim the fat. Just because with this template material, it's a little bit hard, and I want to be able to move it around a little bit, because you can see even right now the cable is not perfectly in line. I want to be able to get this thing nice and tight, but not misalign this at all. I want to try to keep this as straight as possible. So I'm gonna figure out this piece here and do a little bit of layout and chop it out. got my plate cut. This is going to be here. And what I need to figure out now is this measurement to center when the cable is straight and this end is in no bind. So I have that measurement between here and here, and I basically am just gonna transfer it to my plate, and that'll tell me how far off this hole needs to be, and I'll just give it some room around the top. Kind of need to measure that. So I need to figure out where that hole is gonna go now that way. Got my 5/8 hole drilled in there. Gonna deburr it and hold it up to here. Look at that. I could put some of the locking nuts and everything on there and figure out where I want to break it and kind of take the next step into trimming the fat a little bit. So we're gonna trim from here down to this corner because that'll just be useless. And I don't want to go right to the very edge. I want to be off it just a little bit to give myself an ease of welding. Boom. And then you can see what I mean here when I hold it up. This corner is basically useless. So now it'll kind of start taking shape with it trimmed up there. Okay, the bracket's pretty much taken its shape now. Gonna tack it together and then weld it, and then I can put the braces in after the thing's all happy. But yeah, I like it. Oh, I definitely like it. I just cut 2 little triangles here for braces, and I'm setting it so it just has just that half amount of overlap right there, which really creates like a good void for the weld to lay in. So I have 1 for here and then 1 for in there. So this one will be done. Whew. This side is done. It's on there. It looks good. Plenty beef. So gonna do a similar strategy over here. Just start with a big paper template, kind of start wrapping it around and doing some angles down to the mount. Should be pretty cool. I guess I'll start with this and then figure out the next piece to get that over there. See if I got my holes right. There we go. Got drilled with the 5/8 hole for this. It'll probably come down with 1 bend and then live in this area here just to really utilize all of it. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna do the first break, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a Z or whatever, but shouldn't be too bad. A couple of small angles. All right, pretty happy with this. Fine-tuned it in the brake a little bit, and this is the layout right here. This clips right in here, and that is how it works. I'm gonna trim from here to here, angle cut, and then kind of similar in the back, angle cut to here. It'll start kind of taking shape, and then same thing from here. I'm gonna end up going from here down to this corner there. I realize you probably couldn't see any of that marking, but yeah, that's where it needs to be trimmed. Didn't even set the angle. Alright, the bracket is taking shape. I just cleaned all the scale off. You can see the difference between like a scaled piece and then descaled. And yeah, this is gonna be basically how it sits. I'll probably do one of these like that, and then a little corner brace right up in here, triangle just like that. But man, that is cool. Put it back on the trans, tack it, pull it off, weld it, then build the triangle braces. Love me some inner joints like that. Damn. All right, bracket. Just finished the vertical braces. Damn, it looks good. Look at that thing in there. Boom, boom. All right, I'm gonna bolt it all up and see how it feels. I'm very, very excited to freaking bang on the shifter. Dude, this bracket looks sick. Whoa! All right, the moment of truth. We're gonna see how the up and down shift work and if there's any flex in the bracket. Oh, the only flex is the freaking, the rear, the rear cover. Yeah, we need some more nuts for the rear cover. Yeah, all right, hold on, let me get some nuts. Yeah, let me see, hit it. All right, yeah, keep it upshifted. I'm just checking the alignment of things. All right, let it go. Okay, 1 second. I'm just checking the alignment. Do the reverse. It obviously won't clank, but you just, yeah, cool. All right, cool. All right, I gotta look at some dialing in some things and whatnot and see how it feels, but at least the bracket don't move. That's good. That's a beef bracket. Damn, that's good. Dude, it feels to me like the same amount of effort as the 6XT. Like it feels that mechanical and.
I wonder how it'll feel with gears in it, right? Because right now it feels fucking crazy excellent.
We're just using just on the cam.
Yeah.
Brother, that thing is solid as fuck.
Yeah.